What up? Looks like we're live. Oh my gosh. There we go. Ooh, I wonder if I should move that timer. Yeah, let's just put it up here. That'll work. We got a few people here. What snacks are y'all bringing to this watch party? We've got Dr. Pepper, zero sugar, and cream soda, as well as some Takis. See if there's any news, anything new to look at. Obi-Wan. Skip the ad. All right, this could be interesting. Obi-Wan Kenobi's star Hayden Christensen explores his latest Darth Vader incarnation and talks Anakin's much memed sand feelings. This was a day ago. For Hayden, time was a great ally when crafting his Darth Vader performance for Obi-Wan. In the Disney Plus miniseries, 10 years have passed. Yep. In reality, 17 years have passed since Christensen and Ewan McGregor. Yep. 17 years since Revenge of the Sith. Wow. Doesn't feel like that long, but it kind of does. I just went and saw Top Gun tonight, the new one, and I went to the same theater that I saw Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith in when they premiered. So that was kind of cool. It's that actual gap in time that allowed Christensen to bring something different to the table and better understand Vader and his emotions swirling when the former Jedi Master and Padawan spectacularly reconnect once more. In a conversation prior to Hollywood Reporter, or with Hollywood Reporter prior to the final two episodes of the six-part Disney. Okay, so this is recent. This is an interview. Oh, what's up, Noah? Oh, that's a bummer. You're going to sleep? The episode's about to drop any minute now. Well, it'll be there when you wake up, I guess. It's hanging good. Just reading an article about it was an interview with Hayden Christensen. It looks like it was pretty close. I mean, it was only a day ago that they published this. Oh, this is cool. The actor looked back on the prequels, including the moment that always makes him laugh to himself. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Christensen explored that lightsaber duel on Mapuzo and Vader's disappointment in how weak Kenobi had become. Okay, that's interesting. So, according to Hayden Christensen, uh, Vader was disappointed in how weak Obi-Wan had become. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think we kind of guessed that. Vader's introduction at the end of part two was perfect. What was going through his mind when he finally sensed Kenobi through the Force? There's just so much history to that relationship. Yep. There's obviously a great bond that was broken, and I think Vader is still very much affected by that. Oh, that's interesting. The first shot in the back to tank when you see Vader opening his eyes. The idea is that Obi-Wan is connecting with him and coming to his attention again. Yeah. How long is that vastly intricate makeup process? I assume they're talking about unmasked Vader. It's pretty extensive. It's a good 4 to 5 hours in the makeup chair, but got to work with a great team. Yeah, cool. Everyone's got a good makeup team, it seems like. Is it always you in the suit, or is there a double so you can get a rest? I'm not the only one in the suit because of the height difference between myself and the character. There's some stuff that's just a little bit too challenging for us to try to film. So I do what I can, and then I have the help of a couple other great performers. Okay, yeah, we knew that. We knew that he's kind of in and out of the suit depending on the shots. Is this suit more comfortable than the costume from Revenge of the Sith? You know what? It's a little bit more comfortable. I think they make improvements each time they make one, but still, it's a very heavy costume. Okay, that's interesting. In the series, 10 years have passed since Revenge. So, what is your process for this iteration of the character? Do you still consider some vestiges from Anakin in him at this time that you wanted to make sure shine through? Okay. Yes, I always see Anakin as a through line and an undercurrent to this character. Vader is trying his best to kill off that side of him, but there is always a little bit of Anakin in there, and that presents itself, and that's part of the fun. I'm always thinking about the Anakin aspect of this character. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay, this looks like it's going to be the good stuff. That encounter at Mapuzo in part three was for most fans, you can't please everyone, but for most, spectacular. I thought your performance shone through the suit spectacularly. Actors have told me in heavy makeup and or a cumbersome costume they have to give so much more to the performance. What was your process for? No, I want to know what he was thinking, like what's going on as Vader. Plus, I'm not. Was he even in the suit for the duel? This is the first time we've seen Vader sort of chronologically this close to Anakin, the Anakin Skywalker character. Okay, so for those of you just joining, this is an interview that Hayden Christensen did with the Hollywood Reporter. They published it about a day ago. And it's obviously pretty recent because they're talking about like part 3 stuff and all that. So Hayden is saying this is the first time we've seen Vader chronologically this close to Anakin Skywalker. So there are some indications of Anakin in there. But for the most part, we're trying to remain true to what we know and love about this character and make sure that we honor, the way he moves and sounds. Oh, okay. This is getting more and more interesting. I loved the Mapuzo fight because it reminded me of the duel. This is the interviewer in A New Hope. The confrontation was more about the meaning of the fight rather than the battle itself. When your characters fought in revenge, it was this eye-popping spectacle, but this was slow and deliberate. Can you expand on this from your mind's eye? Well, I think that the battle on Mustafar was also very much about the meaning of the fight rather than its battle, but anything, everything. I can't put the episode on the screen, otherwise I will get flagged. So, otherwise I would. That'd make it even cooler. So, what the plan is, I've got a timer up in the top of the screen, a stopwatch. So, I will start it right when I start the episode. That way we can all kind of line up. You can start the episode at the same time. That's the easiest way to do that. It would be awesome to be able to throw it on the screen and we can all watch it together, but YouTube doesn't really like that kindly. Okay, this is what I want to see. So this is Hayden Christensen's thought on the Mapuzo fight. Okay, well, I think that came as a shock to Vader to see how disconnected from the Force Obi-Wan is at this point. I think Vader wants Obi-Wan to be able to put up more of a fight. I don't want to say too much about what's to come. Okay, that's cool. Oh, man. All right, this article is actually really helpful. Fair enough. I have to tell you that I really warmed my heart when you said in previous interviews that you feel how much fans adore and appreciate you being back. Yeah, gotten so many nice messages. Yeah, I'm glad that the Star Wars community is treating these guys a little bit better. Hello there. Well, let's check if this episode is up. Let's do a little refresh. Sometimes it's up 15 minutes before. No, it's still not. Well, we'll continue looking at this article. I'm curious if you looked back at the work in the prequels to prepare for Obi-Wan, and is there a moment that you're particularly proud of? Certainly went back and watched all the films, studied Anakin as much as I could. There's a lot going on with that character. He's always sort of processing. Blah, blah, blah. We've heard him say this. I don't know that I have a scene that I was most proud of, but there's a scene where Anakin goes back to Tatooine and Attack the Clones and speaks to Watto. The script had dialogue written in English, then in parentheses it said in Wattonese. It wasn't until the day before we started filming that I went to George and was like, what should Wattonese sound like? And he was like, well, so long as it doesn't sound like English or any other language that might sound familiar, you can just make it up. That's funny. So I was rushing the night before to try to figure out how to make up Wattonese, and every time I see that scene, I get a kick out of it. That's pretty funny. Noah, I don't know what he said after that. I need to watch Revenge of the Sith. What else? I want. This is an interesting interview, but I just kind of want to skip to the stuff that's talks about Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show. Safe to assume if Disney came to you with an Anakin prequel or Darth Vader limited series, you're down. Absolutely. To get to do more with this character would be amazing. Oh, what do you guys think of that? An Anakin prequel. I mean, that seems pretty redundant to the prequels themselves because they're all about Anakin. But what if it was like a live action Hayden Christensen, like Clone Wars type thing? That'd be interesting. Okay, last question that he asked. Has Anakin softened at all about loathing sand? I assume you're aware of how much fun fans have had with countless Anakin sand. Grand Admiral Thrawn, how you doing? I'm doing good. It's good to hear from you. It's been a while. How's life? All right, Noah. Thanks for dropping by for a little bit. Sleep well. What is the time in America? It is almost 1 a.m. It hasn't been a few years. It's maybe been a year. Yeah, I guess it depends on what part of America you're in. I'm in the mountain time zone, so it's 1 a.m. Huh, that's interesting. I'll put the link for this article in the description because it was kind of cool. It's kind of a fun one if you want to read it on your own. Yeah, I just kind of sped through this article and just kind of talked about the things that were relevant to Kenobi. What do you guys think is gonna happen in this episode? Episode 5 of 6. Do you think we'll get Qui-Gon? I feel like he's gotta really ramp up the episode overall. He's gotta set up a pretty big, like, kind of climactic end in episode 6 for sure. Yeah, no, it definitely felt like a few years. Almost 9. Thrawn, remind me where you're at. You're you're somewhere in Europe, right? Yeah, I really regret taking time off of YouTube. I wish that I hadn't done that. Thrawn is on Lothal. Yeah, makes sense. Well, get your snacks, everybody, because it's probably going to drop soon. Yep, it's up. It's up and ready. It's a 43-minute episode. Well, that's better than last week. Yeah. Yeah, Thrawn. Here's the thing. There's a lot that I'm disappointed by in this show, but I'm still enjoying watching it. And I'm gonna hold my final judgments until the last two episodes are done, and that's when I'll do like my breakdowns and stuff like that. So, hey, welcome to the chat, Zach. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I'm working on a couple fan fictions. Also, Thrawn, literally in less than 24 hours, I'll be in Germany. Just the airport though. I have a layover there. I'll be in Frankfurt, Germany at some point tomorrow for a little bit. Anyways, a little fun fact for you. Hey, watching Kenobi is a worthy reason to wake up early. Well, I'm going to get this rolling. So, if you're just joining, the way this is going to work is I'm going to start this episode right at the same time as I start this timer. So if you're watching along, we can start together and kind of watch it at the same time. Yeah, that way we can kind of talk about things afterwards too. Should be fun. If you have to dip out, that's great too. Yeah. I mean, I've never been to Germany, so I don't know where Frankfurt is in relation to things and all that, but hey, we'll be in the same country for a little bit. All right, I'm going to start this episode. Oh. I'm watching the recap. I'm a recap guy. Intro. Let's go. I think probably a lot of people are cautiously optimistic, or they've just thrown in the towel. But I'm cautiously optimistic. Oh, the time. No way. Okay. Huh? Oh. Okay, this is what we wanted. Thrawn, are you watching too? Off to a much better start. Hmm. What? Hmm. All right, good night, Noah. Hmm. Yes. What? Yeah, I'm liking this one so far. Ned B. What's she gonna do? Hmm. Hmm. Hey, you've been in trouble. Oh, they're gonna answer that. Oh yeah. Hmm. Man, everyone that was so skeptical at the start. Yes. Man, everyone was not haters. Hmm. gosh. Huh. Yeah. Better late than never. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that Obi-Wan theme. That's the first time that I've really enjoyed the soundtrack. Ned B. Oh no. Oh no. Bro, how are we gonna have a lightsaber duel rematch if you gave up your lightsaber? I'm bringing him to you. Hmm. Do lightsabers look shorter in this show? Hmm. Oh, is he trying to draw him like out to isolate him? Yeah, he looks old, but I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to do about that. Maybe it would have been better if they had given us like Revenge of the Sith Anakin because he is a little bit older. But nice. Uh, Yeah, episode two, Annie's kind of cool. Yeah, de aging isn't easy, and if we want Hayden back, in these roles. That's oh shoot. Shoot. Oh. Oh, I bet you Obi-Wan's on that one. He does look good. Oh no. He's not even gonna draw his lightsaber. It's not worth his time. This is. Okay, this soundtrack now is good too. I bet Obi-Wan's still here. Oh. Oh. Oh, he knew the whole time. Yeah, there he is. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. In the gutter. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. That's sensitive information. Wow. That that's the episode we've been waiting for. That covered so much. And I think tied so many. I mean, there's still some things that they need to get done, obviously, but that was a really encouraging episode, actually. The last four have left me with a lot of concerns or things that I want to make sure they address, and they addressed a lot of them there, which is part of why I have maintained that I'm holding final judgment until the whole show's out, because that's what they do. I mean, we've seen it with not just Star Wars, but almost all of the things that Disney's been releasing, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars or whatever. They take their time building up, and I think this show even more so because originally this was written as a movie. And obviously they did a lot of changes and adapted it to be a six-part show, but keeping that in mind, I think it's important to know that those first four episodes weren't perfect, and this one wasn't perfect either. It was pretty darn close upon first watch, but I think that you're supposed to watch this show as a whole. We're obviously watching one episode at a time each week and digesting it that way, but it's telling one cohesive story. And I think it's maybe felt a little sloppy and not cohesive, but man, I man, what I mean, let's just real quick, what obviously we knew that the Grand Inquisitor, the real Grand Inquisitor, was not going to be dead, and they reassured us of that, so that's good. Um Oh, the timer's working. Yeah, I think it's coming in select theaters. So I think next week, the 22nd, when the finale airs, select theaters are going to be having all of the episodes available as like a 5.5 hour special. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, it was good to see the real Grand Inquisitor back. I knew they wouldn't actually kill him. I think by episode 4, when he still hadn't shown up, I was a little bit worried that they weren't going to bring him back. Yeah, Connor, I loved seeing Vader go absolute ham. Like that last few minutes, we got a demonstration of Vader's power. On Mapuzo, we didn't quite see. I mean, we saw that he was powerful, obviously, but I think Mapuzo was more about showing how weak Obi-Wan was, and this was more about showing how powerful Vader was. That was pretty sweet. Not just the way that he yanked the transport ship down and ripped it apart, but also the way that he fought Reva. Like he just proved that he is so far beyond all everyone else. He didn't even draw his own lightsaber to defeat her, which was kind of interesting how it paralleled the flashback scenes. He beat Reva the way that Obi-Wan beat him in that flashback. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, the Powans, they have two stomachs, so they didn't break continuity there. Yeah, definitely best episode. And I think Reva will die. I think they're gonna squeeze a little bit more out of her character. And truthfully, I know that there's a lot of Reva haters out there, and I've liked her character. The only thing that I haven't liked is that it's felt like she's taken a lot of screen time from Kenobi and Anakin. But it's kind of shifted away from that. We're getting more Obi-Wan and Anakin. So I'm feeling better. Like, yeah. Yeah, those flashbacks. I think that was the coolest part of the episode to me, and the story and the insight that that told. Yeah, honestly, and I was surprised to see um nah, yeah, I don't think she's getting a spin-off. I don't know. I'll look that up. Reva spin-off. Lucasfilm reportedly has. Here's the deal. Say what you will about like the character of Reva and how much screen time she's been getting, but I do think Moses Ingram has crushed it in that role. I think that she's done a good job. She, as an actress, has done her job well. You need to stop creating inconsistencies in canon, which is the reason why Vader never fought Obi-Wan before the Death Star. He also never left Tatooine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that as far as Obi-Wan and Vader fighting on the Death Star, I don't think they're totally breaking canon. I think that so Vader's got his line, when I left you, I was but the learner, and now I am the master. And I think that he can say that line and not break continuity. Saying when I left you doesn't mean when I last saw you. It doesn't have to mean when I last saw you. It, I think, means in the more broad sense when I left you, when I left being your Padawan, when I left fighting alongside you, when I left the Jedi, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master. And I think these two confrontations that we're going to get between Obi-Wan and Vader are actually going to make that even better. That line make even more sense because we'll probably get another confrontation where maybe Obi-Wan does a lot better and maybe even wins in some way, but Vader is going to demonstrate his power. He did on Mapuzo and he did just now and he will against Kenobi. So I I think that that Death Star line from Vader is actually going to have a little bit more depth to it and a little bit more meaning of when I left you, I was but the learner. Translation, when I left the Jedi, when I left my old life as Anakin, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master. And guess what? The last two times we've faced each other, I've proven that. So, like, Vader's almost, instead of just saying out of nowhere, hey, Obi-Wan, it's been 18 years. I'm now the master. It's more of a, hey, Obi-Wan, you know how this has gone the last two times we've faced each other. You know I'm the master. Anyways, that's just my thought. Kind of went on a tangent there, but anyways, typical Marvel. Hey, yeah, that was an awesome episode. That's exactly what I think Star Wars fans and myself included and everyone has been hoping for is that that dynamic between Vader and Kenobi. You know, I mean, so the big pieces we got there was Obi-Wan on the run from Vader, Vader's viciously hunting him down. We saw he was going to stop at nothing to get to Kenobi. In the meantime, we're getting flashbacks that are peeling back the curtain into Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship as master and apprentice and how that relationship is affecting where they're at right now in this series. 10 out of 10 episode. Yeah. I'm never able to rate things on the first watch. Um, I think that it takes me a couple times watching through to be able to have a rating I'm comfortable with, but it's definitely high for me. It hit the nail on so many things and answered a lot of questions that I had. It even I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet, but even the idea of whoa, red flag, how does Reva know who Vader is? And most people kind of predicted that she was one of the younglings at the temple and she uh, saw Anakin and put two and two together. Um, hey, I'm new here. Just wanted to ask what you thought of the episode as a whole for a TikTok edit. I loved it. It The episode did a good job of diving into Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship as master and apprentice and how that influenced where they're both currently at. Did a really good job there. It also answered a lot of questions that people have been concerned about throughout this whole show. Um, so yeah, what was I saying there? Yeah, so the first concern was okay, how did Reva know that Vader was Anakin? she was in the temple. Most people kind of put that together. It wasn't difficult to assume that. I think a lot of people guessed that Reva was a youngling there. Not difficult. She survived by playing dead. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Here's the thing that I think is really important. So we know that one of the big no nos is Vader letting people live if they know he's actually Anakin Skywalker. Like in the comics, books, every time somebody knows that who Vader is, he kills them. So there's Thrawn and Tarkin who know, but they don't reveal to Vader that they know that. Reva knows this and is a little bit more free with that information. And this show, this episode told us that Vader knew that she knew the whole time. Vader knew that Reva knew he was Anakin, but he let her live because he was using her rage and her drive to find Kenobi. I'm okay with that. That answers and helps me understand a ton, actually. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that help? Yeah, no problem, Owen. You going back to the farm to make sure Luke's all right? No, you're a different Owen. You're not Owen Lars. Yeah, I mean, obviously Reva's not a bad duelist, but Vader's freaking Vader. Yeah, I don't think it was the heart. I think that it was the stomach. The show really likes stomach wounds, and nobody's died from lightsabers to the stomach yet. What do you guys think that Reva's gonna do with the information she just got by finding Obi-Wan's communicator? She got enough there to put two and two together that there's a boy on Tatooine. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that she knows Owen. Wow, I can't believe that took me so long to kind of. Wow, duh. First episode, she interacts with Owen. She knows Owen has a family. She hears the boy. Okay. She's putting two to two together. Two and two together. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, good. Go make sure Luke doesn't get cooked. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm really curious what she does and who she uses that information against. Probably Kenobi, because I don't think she has enough information to know that this boy on Tatooine would matter to Vader. I don't think she has enough information for that. I think she knows that Luke matters to Obi-Wan. So she'll probably use that information to bait Obi-Wan for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know how she's going to get off the planet either, but she probably will. And honestly, she's going to be even more pissed at Obi-Wan, right? Because is she going to feel like Obi-Wan just left her, abandoned her there on Jabim once again? Because she was already skeptical. Like, I can't trust you. We can't, like, what makes me think that you're going to help me fight Vader? And he doesn't. And she ends up getting stabbed in the stomach. And he's not there. So that certainly probably didn't help her trust. But I mean, I think, and this is not a unique prediction, a lot of people have predicted this, but I think that Reva is going to help fight Vader. And I think she is going to have a little bit of a redemption arc. And I would bet that whatever she does to redeem herself is also going to result in her death. That's my guess. Yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, what up? I'm a man. What up? What up? Yeah, what an episode. Yeah, so she hates Kenobi for the reason that most of us thought she might hate Kenobi, and that is she blames Obi-Wan for Anakin. She she said it, this isn't the exact quote, but she said something in the episode along the lines of like, he was your Padawan. Where were you? Like, you failed us. Something along those lines. Yeah. Seriously, this episode really did a good job of making sure of connecting some dots that have felt a little bit off for most of this show. But I've been saying the whole time when I talk about it with people and when I've done a couple videos on it, I've been saying that you cannot judge one episode without seeing the rest of it in this show because it's all telling one story. So the things that were frustrating that seemed like potential plot points in earlier episodes are not things that we can get mad about until they don't address them. And so many of those things were just addressed. Like, you wouldn't go into a movie theater and halfway through the movie be pissed that nothing made sense and then just walk out. You watch the whole movie. And that's kind of what people need to remember with this show is that there are going to be things that maybe don't make sense in an episode. But then when you pair it with the whole show, you can start to be like, okay, that's where they're going. Anyways, I that's yeah, getting on a little soapbox there, little rant. And I don't say that as a like, hey, don't have your opinion and don't critique things because you should critique things. There's things about this show that I'm still critiquing. Um, but like it's important to be patient and watch the story as a whole. Context is king in these shows. Yeah. Vader calling her a youngling when he was about to stab her took her back to that was pretty gruesome. He remembered her clear as day. The fact that she thought her plan, yeah, she was a little naive. Big example is Soups from TikTok. I don't want to say he's not a real fan because I don't want someone saying that about me, but he was hating. Yeah, and there's a difference between hating just to hate, and a lot of people do that. There's also a lot of people who raise legitimate critiques and they're critiquing it because they're passionate about these characters. They should. That's important. We don't want to settle for crap shows with these characters that mean so much. But I think you have to pair that with also recognizing that the show is not done yet. They're not done telling their story yet. So we have to be careful about how we critique. You can't critique something without knowing the whole picture. So I totally don't want it to sound like I'm saying, no, you can have no bad opinion. If you walk away from Kenobi and you just decide, nope, that didn't do it for me, that's fine. That's your opinion and you're allowed to have that. And there's probably going to be things about this show that I walk away and be like, man, I don't love that they did that. And maybe, maybe some people might even get frustrated about it. And that's okay. That's what makes Star Wars a fun time to me, actually, is that there are so many differing opinions on out there. So I think if we all had the same opinion about Star Wars and the same thoughts, it would be pretty boring. Book of Boba season 2, maybe. Hmm. I need to rewatch Book of Boba Fett. I didn't. I watched each one once through, and yeah, it was fine. There were some cool parts of it. Obviously, I mean, personally, my favorite parts of Book of Boba Fett were the Luke parts, but you know, I don't think I'm alone in that. Mm, a lot of thoughts on this. Definitely be rewatching that again. Got to think through some things and process some things, and probably start making some videos here soon. Hmm. Well, it's 2 a.m. here for me, so I am going to end the stream here and go to sleep, but probably not be able to fall asleep right away because I'll be thinking about Kenobi. For those of you that joined this watch party, this is the first time I've really done a watch party. I enjoyed it. It was great to have a few of you in the chat and talking and processing through what we just watched. I'm feeling very good about this show right now. Very good. Let me read it. I see a couple long comments first, so I'll read those before I end the stream. If anything, I'm hating. If anything, I'm hating on the first episode when the Jedi was getting chased by Riva and the Grand Inquisitor let him go. The Jedi only blocked off a section. Yeah, and here's the thing: if you want to hate on whatever you want to hate on, that's great. Go for it. Again, you can have that opinion. And honestly, like I don't disagree with you that comment. I think a lot of those chase scenes have been pretty weak. Same episodes 5 and 6 carried the whole Boba show, which is a shame when you look at them. They ignored Boba. Yeah, and I just didn't buy his character transformation, going from the menacing bounty hunter that he was, to just a really nice guy. I just didn't buy that character transformation, but that's all. You know, Boba Fett, they had a little bit of freedom to do that because he's a character that's not totally fleshed out. So they had a little bit more flexibility to kind of create what they wanted for that character. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a little bit different because Obi-Wan and Anakin are so established. So they've got to play a little bit more carefully there. Anyways, Hope you all have a great night or day wherever you're at. And I will talk to you at another point. We'll do another one of these watch parties. Might not be for the finale because I will be out of the country. But uh we'll do something. I'll have some breakdown and other videos like that. So yeah, thanks for joining this watch party. May the force be with you.